Al and I stopped in Charlottesville, Virginia to see Monticello and also the homes of Presidents Monroe and Madison. I almost forgot them. And it was a wonderful trip. I enjoyed it.
I'm Karen Nelson, and I have water from Lake Annecy, France, which is about 70 miles west of Geneva, Switzerland. In the spring, I was very fortunate to visit a very dear friend of mine who lives in Switzerland, who's now back in Maryland.
My daughter Sonia spent this summer doing a study abroad in Iceland, and she took some water from a clear stream, and the stream is clean enough so that she actually drank from it. She wanted everyone to know that. I'm withholding a little bit of water. I'm going to use it as symbolic water because while she was there, my husband and I went to my niece's wedding, which happened to be in DeKalb, Illinois. And that's where Phil and I met at Northern Illinois University.
My wife and I, we took a pilgrimage trip to Italy, followed by a pilgrimage trip to France. And then we also this contains water from the healing spring at Lourdes, France. And it has symbolic water for our trip to Vermont. Also symbolic for my trip to Uganda and Mongolia. What's in here?
This is from Tennessee, South Carolina,
Georgia,
and everywhere else we've been this year.
My water is from the Rocky Mountains of Colorado, where I spent a couple weeks with my family, including a few days tent camping in the mountains. And when we got to the state park, the park ranger gave us a pamphlet and warned us about seeing bears and what to do. And so we went through all the practices. One of the things you should do is run. But we never saw a bear. However, when we got back to Denver, the next day there was a story on the news about a bear that had been spotted in a golf course. So I guess that's where the bears were. They were playing golf.
This water represents my trip out here from Las Vegas in February. I came out here to be with the love of my life. We're getting married next year. And this is
Water represents the city of Prattville, where I spent my summer. This is symbolic water, but I'm sure it's actually accurate. It represents the Kinnickinnick in River Falls, Wisconsin, which runs into the Mississippi, which runs into the Gulf Coast, which probably comes up here by rain every now and then. We went to see my dad for Father's Day. A week later, we were back to accompany him as he died, and a month later, we were in River Falls, Wisconsin to bury him, where we just had the great joy of thinking for a solid month about my dad, and my mom, and River Falls, and all the things that we went through. So it was a wonderful time. Thank you.
It's been a tradition in the Kramer family for the men to make a trek to our northern neighbor on a fishing excursion at least once a year, and when I'm able to do it, it usually turns out to be about once every 2 to 3 years. So this water comes from Lake Opawika on the Cree First Nation land in Quebec, Canada.
I didn't bring you back. We went to Costa Rica for my 60th birthday. This is back in April. And we had a great time. We kind of walked back to my roots in Brazil, and Brazil was the first experience in a tropical environment. Boy, this is Costa Rica. And Marinda.
This is water from when me and my brother went up to Kentucky to visit our grandma for the whole summer. It was a work trip, believe it or not, but I still managed to have a little bit of fun. And also in this file is water from my house, which I consider a huge journey in buying my own home. That's what this one is. And the other one is water from Florida, where the boys and I went to Disney World last year. And I went to GA this year with Loretta and Carol, and that was quite the journey. Not because it was Loretta and Carol, but GA was fantastic.
My own collection of commingled water, and I hesitate to say how much fun we had at Rhonda's house, for fear everybody's going to bid against me this year. But we did have a wonderful time down there. It was a great trip. We did get back to shore safely, so we took care of each other. So the first sampling here I have is from Seaside also. The second one, I need help from Loretta because she decided that I needed a vacation and needed rest and relax a little bit, and she dragged me to Hawaii with her. And she gave me the ultimate Hawaii experience while we were there, but also because she's an ultimate friend.
In addition to that, I have water that's from Lake Martin. Went to Janet Robbins' house and enjoyed myself there with my husband and family. And speaking of family, Hal and I went to Indiana to one of our grandsons' graduation from a high school. I was so pleased to see that his high school in Indiana had a quote from Gandhi on the front of their program. And I thought, wow, they're pretty advanced. And the latest trip, oh, there goes my memory today. Oh, no, not the latest. This is some ocean water from when we went to Fort Lauderdale to GA. Had a wonderful time, and she's a great driver. Jessica is awesome and a good roommate too. So I enjoyed being with her.
This is symbolic water from several places. Some from the beach trip, also Memorial Day weekend, Pat and Rhonda's with Terry Sweeney and Cheryl Moyer, and I appreciate the invite, Pam. And some from 4th of July up there on Lake Martin at the Robinson House. That was nice. And a little symbolic sweat from building the video cabinet and helping out with the yard sale.
This water is from Bigport, Montana. Lamar and I were there in June to visit several locations in that beautiful state. And it culminated in the wedding, my son's wedding in June. And all 5 children of our combined children were there. And that was the first time they had been together. So we had a wonderful time, gorgeous weather, of course, and a beautiful situation. And it was lots of fun.